Now, Charles Shaughnessy starred in one of the most loved comedies of the 90s, The Nanny. He played Mr. Sheffield, a rich, charming and famous theatre producer.
Now he's back, starring as another rich, charming and famous man, Prince Charles.
And Charles Shaughnessy joins us now from Los Angeles. Good morning to you. Tell us, what is it like?
Good morning to you too.
What's it like playing a real-life person, Prince Charles?
You know, it's the first time I've ever played, I believe the first time I played a living person. So it was really kind of fun, a little intimidating. There's an extra pressure to kind of get little things right and to give a good account of yourselves and of the character. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed doing a little research on him, and they wrote a very interesting character, you know, for him. So there was some nice lines in the show for him to speak.
We are so excited to meet Mr. Sheffield, aren't we, Nat? Obviously, I mean, you've done heaps of stuff throughout your career, but Mr. Sheffield just stands out so massively.
That one sticks.
Sticks. And it's nice that, I mean, it's kind of similar casting, I guess. You're still quite a stiff Englishman. You know, Prince Charles follows on from Mr. Sheffield in a crazy kind of way.
Right. Well, you're absolutely right. You know, I've always felt, I was talking to my wife about this the other day, that every actor has a kind of a core personality trait. There's something about the person that no matter how many characters you play, no matter how far away from yourself you get with a character, there's going to be an element that's the same. And I think that's me, for better or for worse, my screen persona. There was a line in The Nanny once, I remember it, in an episode where they described Mr. Sheffield as he just stands there like a stunned beast. And I pictured my dad with the chaos of the family going around him, and he never quite understood where people were going or what they were doing, rather like Mr. Sheffield is a little confused by what Nanny Fine is up to. So he finds himself standing there like a stunned beast in the middle of the proceedings.
Which is probably
and it's a bit like
Prince Charles.
I think Prince Charles,
Exactly.
Exactly. I think Prince Charles stands there at times like a stunned beast going, I don't really understand what is happening around me.
How much research did you have to do to get into that character, knowing that, you know, he's obviously iconic and there's a lot of pressure?
He's got all these little mannerisms, hasn't he, Charles? The quite obvious ones.
Yes, he has a wonderful speech pattern, a way of speaking that's very, very earnest. And so I tried to find that, not imitate it, but it was a kind of speech pattern that lent you into his character. Because he's a very smart guy, he's very educated in a lot of different areas. And I noticed in the interviews with him that when he's being interviewed, he's very present. He's extremely present and very passionate about the things that he believes in. So it gave me a little intro to him, was that speech pattern, that rather plosive speech pattern. So that was useful to me.
You're invested in this, aren't you? You're an Englishman living in America, living and working in America, and I imagine you've lived there for a long time. And all of a sudden, this young couple, the future of the monarchy, you know, a young British prince has married an American actress, and they're huge. People just can't. I mean, we've got this movie coming this week to our network here in Australia, and people love this love story, don't they?
Right. They do. It's a cliche, but it really is a kind of, you know, it's a Cinderella type, you know, perfect love story, you know, of the outsider marrying into royalty. And there have been so many movies and books sort of like this. So to actually have it happen in real life is beyond exciting to people that sort of follow and enjoy that kind of stuff, you know, especially an American actress coming over to England and marrying, you know, into the royal family. I mean, it's you can't make this stuff up. It's like the Princess Diaries and All the Way Back. You know, it's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure was. Probably quite a different set than the Nanny. Do people still call you Mr. Sheffield? Is that what you're sort of mainly known for, do you think?
Yeah, all the time. You know, what's interesting is because my last name also begins with an SH, I think people do just kind of, you know, call me Sheffield because it's much easier than Shaughnessy. So I just nod.
And you just answer to it.
I answer to anything, really.
Yeah.
Do you still stay in touch with Fran Drescher? Because you two were so magic on screen.
Oh yeah, we do. We talk a lot and we see each other every now and again. She's actually starting in a new series here on American TV. So she's going to be back on the screen, and we see each other every now and again. We lead sort of different lives. She spends some of her time in New York and some time here in LA, but we always enjoy catching up. You know, we pick up where we left off. I mean, she'll always be a very close and dear friend.
That's good.
I think they are remaking a lot of old shows.
Come back.
There you go.
After you've done The Palace, go back and do
you and Fran.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? You know, we'll have to call it The Granny, though, by now, I think.
You know what? We'd all be watching. Thank you so much for joining us.
She'll kill me for saying that, actually.
She will.
Yeah.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you.
Great meeting you, too. It's nice talking with you.
There you go. What a nice guy. And Harry and Meghan Becoming Royal airs tomorrow. That's 9 p.m. on Channel 7.
I'm so glad Mr. Sheffield is as gorgeous as you think.
He is, isn't he?